in the UK, you've heard about the inheritance tax sort of furore that's that is taking place and unfolding at the moment. We've dubbed it the family farm tax. It is.
You might share with our listeners who may not know that.
Okay, so for the last several decades, agricultural land has been exempt from inheritance tax.
Okay.
So you can pass down the farm to the next generation tax-free, which happens in most mature economies. Anyway, our current government has decided to remove that exemption. For anything, it's now £2.5 million, but for a long time, or since it was announced, it was going to be £1 million. So 2 million between a married couple.
That's not a lot in
which
today's
barely
land
covers
prices.
the machinery.
No,
before you get to the farm.
That's certainly not a lot of coverage.
So it was just, it went down like a lead balloon. It's to be rolled out in April, and the biggest, saddest feature of it all was that those people who are towards the end of their lives were faced with the impossible dilemma of thinking, okay, so this works and I can pass the farm on tax-free if I'm not here by April. And no family should ever be in that situation.
No, they shouldn't.
It's just cruel. And I think we would hope that's being acknowledged. Anyway, just before Christmas, the £1 million throughold was raised to 2.5
per person.
Per person. Yeah.
So 5 for the household.
5 for the
£5
household.
million.
If there is, a partner or spouse to share that with.
It's still not enough.
So it's an improvement.
It's an improvement, but it's not going to cover.
But you're $10 million each or $15 million
farms or
in
something
the US.
like that.
So yeah, it's it helps a number of people, but it still exposes too many people to the spectre of having to pay tax. And of course, there's no margin at the moment to pay the tax.
Right.
You can pay it over 10 years in installments. But if you sort of go and Google the economics of that, then
that's rough.
You're essentially.
You inevitably are going to have to borrow or create some kind of liquidity for this issue.
Yeah, there's talk of it being a voluntary tax. So if you do your tax planning well enough, then you don't have to pay it. But that involves making a lifetime transfer and giving removing it from your estate and then surviving 7 years,
or additional insurance costs, things like that.
You can insure.
Sure.
But then we've all got stories of people who've tried to go and get the policy. And
when you're in your
70s
or 80s, that's very difficult to do to begin with. Yeah.
Yeah. So my point was going to be that in the context of this inheritance tax issue, there are actually a bunch of people holding capital who've never heard of natural capital or farmland as an asset class.
Okay.
Who have now been introduced to the fact that there is relief available on farmland. It's half as good as it was, but it's still 100% better than no relief.
Now you may have individuals that perhaps made money in other businesses or other areas saying, wait a minute, if I can buy this land, then I can pass this without the inheritance tax.
Then I get some relief.
Yeah.
And so, we've spoken to a few sort of private banks and wealth managers in the UK who all of a sudden are wanting to know more about this thing called farmland. And so we'll see where it goes, how it unfolds. But it's interesting, the market needs participants. We act for a lot of sellers of land in the UK, and of course, early conversation around the kitchen table is, well, who's going to buy it? I want out, or I want to change things, or I just want to offload a bit of offlying land or something strategic. Who's going to buy it? And so now on the sort of the list of prospective potential buyers is the sort of the investor from out of town.
Interesting, which also creates some social dynamics in the town. I would imagine, right?
Yeah. It's the farmer is still buying a lot of land in the UK, but a lot of transactions are tax driven, but with capital gains tax transactions. So if a farmer or landowner has had a windfall, they've got some development money, or maybe energy or solar or wind money, whatever it is. But if it's a capital sum, then that can be rolled over into qualifying land within 3 years, and there's no tax to pay. No capital gain.
So we have a similar 1031 exchange situation here where you can continue to roll gains, moving those forward.
Yeah, you can go back 1 year or forwards 3 years.
Okay.
And you can shelter the cash from tax, and so that's what a lot of buyers have been for the last years and years and years.